Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm Paul Lopez.
And good morning, Paul. It is a lovely Thursday morning. What do we call it?
Friday Junior.
Friday Junior.
And we are back in the studio after a lovely day yesterday, Valentine's Day. It was a day of love. We felt a love budding and buzzing all through the air, and I do hope that our viewers had a wonderful day, that you remembered that today is actually Thursday and that yesterday wasn't Friday.
Don't throw it at me.
So you have to wake up, and fortunately you get to go to a job if you work and finish off the week on a high note. And we just want to thank you for choosing us as your morning show to wake up to, for some energy, for some motivation, and for some good conversation.
That's right. You know, Paul, I have to say, yesterday, I think it was the change of location that made it feel like a Friday.
Yeah.
And also the nature of the conversations as well, because as you know, midweek, it's still pretty much formal, just transitioning into lighter conversations. So at the end of the show, it really did feel like a Friday.
You know, and perhaps like Easter, Valentine should fall like on a first or second weekend in February versus just on the 14th.
Let's petition for it, Paul.
And interestingly, I found last night more confirmation the fact that love is big business. And I say that to say that I actually went out to get food last night to take home because we didn't have any plans to go out really. For us on Valentine night, it's really about staying home, good food, relaxing, watching a movie. That's what I like. That's what I enjoy. And so I went out, and this restaurant I went to that I thought would be one of the restaurants with less people was crowded, was filled to capacity with couples just looking all lovey-dovey. And so our order that will usually take like 15 minutes took like 45 minutes. And I gathered that across the city, restaurants were filled to capacity.
And
so Valentine does add or inject finances into Belize's economy, and I love that.
I love that you brought that up, Paul, because yesterday was such a crazy morning after post morning show. So I went to try to get some flowers for a loved one, and of course I didn't order it.
Yeah,
and I had to drive. I had to drive around to at least 3 different locations to get I'm sorry, we're not taking any more orders, until I finally stopped at a flower shop after calling, and they said that they're only taking walk-ins at this point, and I can mention them. I believe it's one of the oldest flower shops in Belize City. It's called Florisol. They did a fantastic job in giving me a last-minute order.
Wonderful.
However, you had to wait, and for at least an hour or a little bit more, Paul, I was the only female there among all these other men getting their last-minute flowers.
It's interesting.
It was so interesting, the conversations that you hear. So all of the flowers that were coming in for walk-ins were essentially kind of like leftovers from ordered bouquets, not like anything that they just dashed together. So, you know, it's still packaged very nicely, but it's for persons who made that last minute decision to get flowers for a loved one. And I was there amongst all these men, and there were many single roses, but of course, you want to go big on Valentine's Day. You want to get those bouquets, right? So I'm there listening to these men like, you know, if you throw two on a single one together, you could make one bouquet and you could add a balloon and they were it's so hilarious the way that they were trying to be creative for their loved one. I had such a nice time hearing, you know, kind of like what they'd call barbershop talk, but flower shop talk on Valentine's Day for the men. And I was finally able to get that gift for one of my loved ones, and it worked out well.
I made that error once, one year, and I decided that going forward, if I didn't order early in the week or late the week before, then forget it.
Yeah,
especially
I
with
learned
the
that.
schedule I have. But Sabrina, there's a lot to discuss on what's buzzing this morning, because there is a lot that's buzzing. And so I believe we could start with the reports that were released late yesterday evening, right before news time. We received reports of a termination over at the Belize High School.
Yes.
When I first heard the information, I thought to myself, Belize High School? Okay, maybe it's just a high school in Belize, because the information or what I wanted to understand from it would have been almost a shock.
Yeah, it was really a shock to a lot of us.
That is reports that and confirmed reports, in fact, that Jamie Usher, one of the founding principals, the first and only principal of Belize High School, reportedly received her walking papers yesterday from the Belize High School. Reports or information are still, at this time, there's still a lot more to find out in terms of what's really behind the termination. However, we understand and received reports that a number of teachers, several teachers, wrote to the board of the school with certain complaints and concerns over her style of leadership. And one would imagine that there's more to it than just these letters and complaints for a board to be pressed to this extent, where they reportedly issued termination papers, or as we would refer to it as walking papers. And so there's yet a lot to be discovered on that end, and a lot more to investigate on that end in terms of what really transpired for her to somebody who's long-standing there and somebody who's made an impact. But we do know for sure that she's no longer there, at least as of last night, because immediately after, following questions and queries to her and concerns to her, she issued a public statement that many people viewed, and is basically...
And as you can see there, this is what she mentioned. She said, "I am humbled to have been able to share my talents, gifts, and ideas for just under 14 years as a RAM. The service to the future of education in Belize has been my passion, and my energies will continue to serve the students of Belize, especially in leadership and robotics. I look forward to the next chapter. I stand proudly behind my commitment to the BHS RAMS community. Thanks to my husband, children, family, and friends for always motivating me to strive for excellence in everything I do. Thank you to all the parents of BHS who have messaged to share their words of kindness. Always Team Belize, always a robotics enthusiast, and always a STEAM educator, Jamie Usher." And as you rightly mentioned, Paul, she is one of the founding members of the Belize High School as the first and only principal so far. She is well known in STEAM, especially for robotics, and how much Belize has made waves because of Belize High School through robotics. I believe it was just last year under the BHS we were able to see robotics become an official sport here in Belize. So I know that we will be hoping for a bit more information on what led to her departure, and as you mentioned, what led to her being terminated. Right now we still have more questions than answers.
And this is where I wanted to spend some time on the fact of her, or the matter of her contributions to education. Because while we're still trying to figure it out on one end, we hear a lot of people saying that this is a huge loss to the high school. We know Mrs. Usher. We know her at Open Your Eyes because when you see those BHS students come here to display their robotics talent or any sort of talent that they have and they come on the show to display, she's right there in the background.
Yeah, that's true.
She's right there in the background cheering them on. She's in the background ensuring that they're doing well, that they're comfortable, etc.
And even internationally as well.
Right, I was just going to say, apart from that, we've engaged her on experiences internationally with these students, and then more recently she was recognized and praised for her this groundbreaking move where the National Sports Council officially declared robotics a sport in Belize, the first country to declare robotics a national sport in a country that is. And so some huge accomplishments in terms of STEM, in terms of STEAM, and I would imagine that some of the students there may count this a loss as well, to see that this principal, this leader in the school that really made these sort of impactful contributions will no longer be there. I see the comments on social media also saying that it's a loss, but on the other hand, one questions what's next for Mrs. Usher. Where does she go from here? And one would perhaps want to question if she may find herself in a position working still in education sector, but outside of the private field. And so that's something we'll have to see. We will reach out to her today, hopefully, for some further comments. And this is something we'll reach out to the school as well. Hopefully they can provide a comment on what really happened. But yeah, there you have it, termination.
Yeah. So I think my final point that I wanted to mention is that her termination did not come from the government of Belize or the Ministry of Education. The Belize High School is a private,
school.
institution. It's a private high school.
That's why it says run by a board.
Yes, so it's ran by a board. So more than likely that decision was made by the board of directors.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
All right, well, moving into one more topic that is buzzing, and that is the Senate inquiry currently taking place. As you know, Paul, we've been covering the Senate inquiry for a couple weeks now, and this was set to take place from last year. Interestingly, we have Janelle Chanona as the head of the Senate the Senate inquiry, which is the sister, who is the sister of Jamie Usher. So, yes, yesterday was quite an interesting inquiry that took place. I do know that you were the reporter on the scene covering that, so perhaps you can give us some insight.
It's the second session of this Senate Special Select Committee inquiry into the Portico Definitive Agreement. We don't have to go through the entire history of the Definitive Agreement and why it is controversial and why it prompted this Senate Special Select Committee inquiry. We do know, however, that yesterday was the second session. The first session was held a few weeks back. I believe Tracy Panton, opposition executive member Tracy Panton, as well as chairman of the United Democratic Party, Michael Perifit, were both witnesses testifying in the first session. And there was a second session that was supposed to be held a couple weeks back, and that was postponed. And so they moved it to today, yesterday, where the second session was held. And we saw 3 witnesses testify before the Senate Select Committee yesterday. We saw Mr. Sean Duncan, a director of 9 Enterprises. Now, 9 Enterprises, according to the documentation and the records before the Senate, they purchased 2 50-acre properties for some, and this is according to records that the Senate have, and these are facts or information that was posed to Mr. Sean Duncan, 250-acre properties for $5,000 within the vicinity of the Portico proposed project site. And so he was brought before the Senate to answer questions pertaining to the transaction.
Especially the date, I believe.
Right, which took place between October and November of 2020, right before the general election.
That's right.
So public perception here is perhaps that there was some sort of untoward motivation or motive towards this land transaction, these land transactions in fact, and the Senate records also shows that this is only 2 of what they suggest is 16 land transactions that took place around that same time within the same vicinity. So Mr. Duncan was called to the Senate to answer questions such as what was the purpose of the purchase, if he was ever concerned or if it ever surprised him that the transaction was processed in such an expedited manner, if there was any any sort of red light or red flag that came to mind when he realized that they were getting these parcels of lands at a highly discounted price rate, which is somewhere between 40 to 70% discounted. What was their plans for these lands? And Mr. Duncan, I describe it as he threw his business partner under the bus. Because his business partner now, David Morales, seemed Duncan informed the Senate that David Morales was the one in charge of the majority of this land transaction process, and that he simply signed off on the documents approving the company to make the purchase, but that it would have been Mr. Morales that did these land transactions. And so they moved from him and they moved to former lands commissioner, because again this is about these land transactions, Mr. Wilbert Vallejos. And this is where it really got interesting. It took a turn. The trend that the morning session was taking was leading towards this, but Mr. Vallejos was represented in there by his attorney, Dean Barrow. And immediately, without any hesitation, Mr. Barrow shut down questions from the Senate, informing the Senate that questions pertaining to land transactions aren't within their terms of reference, in terms of what they're seeking to do, in terms of what they understand to be the purpose of this inquiry. Certain questions on land transactions aren't pertinent, are irrelevant. And so he informed the 8th Senate committee that he has given his client advice to not answer any questions that has to do with land transactions.
And of course, makes it just look even fishier.
Well, clearly from public perception, it looks like, what are you trying to hide? Why don't you answer the questions? But obviously, most of the questions that would have come out from the Senate committee would have been based on land transaction. And on a legal from a legal perspective, that argument can be made. But from a public perspective, it's easy to deduce or rationalize the relevance or the connection between land transaction and Portico definitive agreement. You can do basic reasoning and come to your own conclusion. So that wasn't helpful. So that testimony, that witness wasn't helpful, and so he left. Mr. Vallejos left the Senate inquiry without being of much or any help at all. to them in their quest.
So what happens next? As you mentioned, this is the Senate. This is the second, that is, Senate of inquiry that took place in Belmopan. Are we set to have another one anytime soon?
Well, they're going to have to schedule a date and announce the date for the third hearing. But I would imagine that these hearings will continue throughout the course of however long it takes until they have decided that they've interviewed and heard testimonies from as much individuals as they can to be able to put together the report, the final report and final recommendations that they will.
And I imagine at that time we would also know who would be the next individuals to be sitting as well.
Usually they make an announcement to say who will be the next individual. I know the former lands minister, Hugo Pat, was scheduled to testify yesterday, but due to time, the inquiry was adjourned, and he will take to the witness stand or the seat the next session.
All right. Well, as always, Paul, we continue to follow an excellent reporting on that last night. All right. Well, today is Thursday, and as we've been sharing for the past 2 weeks, every Tuesday and Thursday, we will be providing a special coverage of meeting our mayoral candidates. As you know, Paul, on March 6th is the, excuse me, it is the municipal election set to take place, where the country will decide who will be their mayors and councillors across the board in different municipalities. So this week we are traveling to Benque Viejo, and we want to know what the people believe their concerns are in Benque Viejo. So we had one of our team members travel to the west to get some sights and sounds of the people in Benque, and this is how they feel.
We all hope that if the government changes or not, we need jobs in this town. We people are jobless here.
Well, one result I would like to see is that they can kind of fix the streets, because there's where places like up there by Jompal, there's a lot of streets that have a lot of holes, and when it rains a lot, get really muddy, really horrible to be in there.
I think we need a change with the mayor, and only change the mayor and put one UDP.
What problems do you see currently in Benque?
This man is a dictator. He goes to the people and scold them like he's their father. Yeah, and it's not good.
What kind of problems do you see within your community that you hope that with a new mayor that could change?
Well, they say they would make projects. Till now, nothing. And I think a project has to be like a hospital or a school, something like that. Not fixing these little holes. Yeah.
Well, just make them fix good then streets, and yeah.
Well, no, not really, because I see everything is going good. I don't disagree with any. What is the Tombor doing is 100% very good.
Well, one of the first things what I want to mention is that here in Benque, well, we have been seeing from 4 years back, we have been seeing a lot of issues coming in that we never used to have first, especially when all the municipalities, if you see outside, you will be seeing that they have their proper machines and trucks and whatever equipment where you could move and make a lot of things what people need to be done. You have a lot of people that they come in the municipalities and they want they have problems in when it's rainy seasons and whatsoever, or instructions or whatsoever. So, well, right now it's very good because we have been seeing that here the mayor have their own equipment already, and he's trying to do their best on what's needed, which the people needed,
Oh, well, honestly, the ones where we were mostly concerned of, they are already being covered, especially here, the infrastructure, the streets, especially the drainage, was the basic things where we're mostly affected on. And everything has been mostly covered so far, so at this moment, I don't have any like main concerns.
Right, that was a brief footage of the voice of the people in Benque Viejo. As we mentioned, every Tuesday and Thursday, we will be speaking to mayoral candidates across the country. This morning, we will be speaking to mayoral candidate for the People's United Party. But moving into our eye-opener this morning, our eye-opener, of course, is taken from dailyom.com, and it goes like this. You never know whose life you are affecting, big or small. As the pace and fullness of modern life serve to isolate us from one another, the contact we do share becomes vastly more significant. We unconsciously absorb each other's energy, adopting the temperament of those with whom we share close quarters, and find ourselves changed after the briefest encounters. Everything we do or say has the potential to affect not only the individuals we live, work, and play with, but also those we've just met. Though we may never know the impact we have had on or the scope of our influence, accepting and understanding that our attitudes and choices will affect others can help us remember to conduct ourselves with grace at all times. When we seek always to be friendly, helpful, and responsive, we effortlessly create an atmosphere around ourselves that is both uplifting and inspiring. To ensure that the effect we have is positive, we must strive to stay true to ourselves while realizing that it is the demeanor we project and not only the quality of our wondrous inner landscapes that people see. Thus, as we interact with others, how we behave can be as important as who we are. If we project our passion for life, our warmth, and our tolerance in our facial features, voice, and choice of words, every person who enters our circle of influence will leave our presence feeling at peace with themselves and with us. You never know whose life you are affecting, big or small. Try to remember this as you go out into the world each day.
Beautiful.
That is beautiful.
That is a great eye-opener, Sabrina. And my only input there is to, as much as you are this way with people, seek to also be that way with yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, wonderful eye-opener. Thank you for that, Paul. Well, moving into our weather update this morning. Our weather update is provided by the National Meteorological Service, and we're hoping for some cooler temperatures as always. We have been experiencing some warmer days for the past few days, but as always, we'll be getting that official update and report from the National Meteorological Service. But yeah, Paul, so I know that they've been saying that it's been rather warmer for the past few days. And for me, it's always a good thing because we're able to use the warmth for some things, you know, for persons who like to dry their clothes outside, you know, you can do that.
But it was raining last night. I don't know what you got. Yeah, whoa, we got a lot of rain here in
Really?
City. Ooh.
I didn't
and the winds
notice
were
anything.
strong. And then we understood that yesterday we were supposed to get a cold front. So the weather was a bit cooler yesterday, but I mean, if you had to be in the sun and work in the sun, then it was definitely hot. But being in the AC is definitely
helpful. It's
a whole
helpful.
lot.
But yes, we do have our weather update now. So this is our weather update from the National Meteorological Service.
Good morning, Belize. A somewhat moist east to northeasterly airflow prevails. The 24-hour forecast for Belize and her coastal waters calls for sunny skies today with a few cloudy spells, and high temperatures today are expected to reach 85 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast to 89 inland and 74 over the mountains. Tonight, skies will be partly cloudy with low temperatures of 79 along the coast to 68 inland and 65 in the higher elevations. A few light showers will develop mainly along coastal areas during the daytime. Thereafter, showers will be isolated. The winds will blow from the east to northeast at 5 to 15 knots, and the sea state will be light chop. A low tide will occur at 7:50 a.m. followed by a high at 1:54 this afternoon. Another low occurs at 9:29 tonight and a high at 3:32 a.m. The sun will rise at 6:19 this morning and set at 5:54 in the evening. The moon comes up at 10:34 a.m. and set at 11:53 tonight. The outlook for Friday and Friday night is for fair weather to prevail and showers will be isolated. In the sargassum forecast, satellite and surface observations show that sargassum amounts over the area are low and impacts are expected to be minimal for the next few days. And that's your morning forecast that was prepared here at the National Meteorological Service.
Alrighty, that was your weather update from the National Meteorological Service. Now moving into our show lineup, as we mentioned, every Tuesday and Thursday for the month of February, we are giving you an opportunity to meet the candidates. More specifically, meet the mayoral candidates across the country in the different municipalities. And today is no different. However, we will only be sitting down with the mayoral candidate for the People's United Party this morning. So we want to have you guys as well still offer that. We're still giving you that opportunity to ask your questions, state your concerns in Benque Viejo for our viewers living in that area.
And then in our second conversation, we're going to switch things up a bit, and we're going to have Mikado in with us. And they're going to speak with us about pattern making class.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm definitely looking forward to that one.
Yeah, and in our third and final conversation, it's all about the BEBL games coming up, and it looks like the game that you want to attend this weekend is the Belize City Defenders versus the Dangriga Dream Ballers. So we're going to have the folks from the Defenders on our set this morning to talk to us about how the game is going so far and why you need to stop in for this Friday's game. So we got three great conversations coming up, but we got to take our first break for the morning. And when we come back, we'll be sitting down with Jorge Rosales talking to us about his PUP mayoral candidacy in Benque Viejo. Stay with us. We will be right back.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize.
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a Lone Ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced full high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
Discover a shopping experience like no other at the V Department Store. They carry a vast array of products at unbeatable prices. Elevate your shopping journey with affordability, diversity, and accessibility at the V. Conveniently located at 1745 Coney Drive in Belize City.
13,835,700 eggs are eaten by tourists each year, fueling our thriving economy. Tourism means business.
Hi, my name is Lincoln Powers and I work at UMAL. 100% I will recommend Belize Bank mobile banking to everyone because it saves time, money and gas price, because gas price is high right now. Belize Bank, mobile banking, just make life easier.
What did you mean earlier about climate change, Mom?
Well, when I was your age, I remember beautiful coral reefs and healthy beaches. The summers weren't as hot as they are right now, and the rainy season meant that it only rained when it was supposed to.
And then what happened?
The weather just started to change, and storms got worse. Coral reefs started to die because the ocean was getting too warm, and crops started to die because there was not much rain. You know, we realized as adults that we were doing something that was causing this.
What were you all doing?
Same thing we're doing now. Not using clean, renewable energy, chopping down too many trees, and even polluting the air with gases, such as the gases emitted from our cars when we drive around.
We need some help before it's too late, Mom.
We can't let it get worse.
What can I do?
We can raise our voices.
With 35 million dreams, aspirations, and futures at risk in Cari Forum, we need your voice in our story against climate change. Acknowledge, commit, act. This message is brought to you by the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center under the Intra-ACP Global Climate Change Alliance Plus program and is funded by the European Union.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
All right, and we are back as we indicated before our first break that this is the continuation of our Meet the Mayoral candidate segment right here on Open Your Eyes. Just to make a quick clarification, we did in fact invite the United Democratic Party's mayoral candidate for Benque, Marco Tesacum, to come and have this conversation with us as other mayoral candidates, and have agreed to do. And they initially indicated that they would appear on the show, but then they canceled their appearance last minute. So in so Crawford terms, some people that say a punk out per se. And so we just want to make that clear to say that we did have them scheduled. Nonetheless, we have in studio with us none other than Mr. Jorge Rosales, mayoral candidate and current mayor of Benque Viejo Town for the People's United Party.
Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Rosales. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you doing?
Very good.
The last time we spoke, I was in Benque. There was a lot going on in terms of land disputes and village versus town boundaries, and that was an interesting conversation, and I had to commend you at that time for really opening the books and giving us all the data. In fact, you just threw data at us more than we could have even processed in one day, but you and your council, you're very transparent and open in that process. Now, I want to start, first of all, by giving you an opportunity to introduce yourself. Who are you? And tell us a bit about your political motivations?
Well, good morning and thank you for the invitation, Sabrina, and yourself. First of all, my name is Jorge Antonio Rosales. I am 50 years old, 1973. I grew up in a poor family of 12.
Wow.
So we are 8 boys and 4 girls. My father has passed away in 2011. My mother is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I am the first in the clan of the Rosales. So I went to school. I did a lot of firewood cutting and like helping my mother at the washing at the river, the clothes for the rest of the boys.
This is in Benque?
Yes, side of the river right there. Before in 1973, next, let's say 6, 7 years old, I had to go and help my mother. Then I have to put the tortillas in the comal and carry her food to her because she was she is a very hardworking woman up to now. She's kind of getting blind right now because of still the work making tamales and things like that. So my father has passed away in 2011. Like I said, he was the one who taught me how to work construction business. So from I have 22 at 22 years old, I started the business of construction. And along the way, I got to improvise, working at different entities with different high companies. And I was the supervisor for the whole construction at Kitchapel Ventures in 1998, 2007. So we made various condominiums there under the supervision with an architect, one of the best architects in Belize, in the country of Belize, Honorable Julius Espat.
So at what point there within that you decided, you know what, I want to put my name up for the mayorship of my town, the town that I grew up in, the town that that gave so much to me. At what point did you decide that, and what did you feel that it was that you could contribute to your town?
Well, really, what motivated me to get into politics was that in 2015, I was working. After I left Kitchapel, I went around looking for jobs. Nobody really knew me in Benque because being 14 years in Kitchapel, doing the job, when I reached to Benque, nobody knows me in Benque for doing works. So I really was in a struggle about 5 years, and I lost my wife in 2005, which I was left with 2 daughters. And then in 2010, I got together with my wife that is right now. We have 14 years together. And really, I got a next job. Canadian enterprise came in with those retirees. How you say the guys that come and
the expats.
Expats. So they came by, and one of them came to know me, and he got together with me, and he started started interacting together, what business I do and things like that. So he carried me to right close to Benque Viejo, 10 miles up. This is interesting right there because right there is where I get to, like, I want to get into politics to fix this kind of stuff that is going in Benque.
Right.
So in 2011, I started at Belize, Better in Belize Eco Village, and I got the opportunity again to rise up myself economically, and I worked there and I built 13 homes, which then I was like a real estate agent. I was like a caretaker for the whole property and manager at the same time of the same Better in Belize. So traveling those roads to the Moyejon area, it's really in a bad state. The road is, I maybe damaged about 8 vehicles running up there, carrying workers, something like that. So every day that I came home in the morning, I had to struggle to get out of the yard. It got stuck in the mud. The road is, everything is muddy. And this is the good part right there, where I said that when I come mayor, I will fix all this mud that is here. It's very in a bad state. Every street in Benque, on the outside of where Benque is like maybe 60% grown already. So in the 60% is where all the streets are like really damaged, and everywhere you get stuck in the mud and everything. You have to be paying somebody else to pull you out. And every morning I had to pay $15, $25
to be pulled out?
To be pulled out and go to work. And this is like getting frustrating. So I said in 2015, I think the opportunity will come. And when I become mayor, I will fix all these damages and things that are going bad in Benque. So 2018 came along. There was one mayorship running for PUP, and I told Christian, you need to work. The campaign, the talking campaign, or trying to convince people, it doesn't help again. You need to show work. People need work. So when in 2021, I decided that I saw the area rep and good friends going. We went together to school in primary, and then after maybe some years we separated ways, and it came along that we met again in 2021. I'm a contractor by profession, and then he got into the politics, and then he says, "Are you going to vote?" I say, "I really am not voting for the past 10 years, because what I am seeing is I really don't even want to vote for the UDP again, because it's over and over the same thing. So I said, if you run in, I will catch you up. So 4 or 5 months later, on the 3rd of March, elections came in. I put my poll, my
name
application in January. So my application was accepted. So I went in. None of my family have been in politics. I was like a new kid on the block. So politics was very something new for what I know. So I got elected.
So I wanna just jump in right there, because you got elected and you served so far one term, got elected in 2021. And I'm glad you gave a background story, because it not only speaks to the inspiration behind your political journey, but also the challenges you saw within your town that needed to be addressed. Let's talk about how effective your approach has been over the last 3 years in addressing some of those concerns. Benque being one a town that has a lot of farmers and surrounding areas having farming land. So it's right to say that there's a lot of streets that are in a bad condition. How great of a challenge was it for you in this term in addressing those issues concerning streets, infrastructure-wise, and how much of it were you able to address?
Well, really, when I got into elected, like I said, 60% of Benque Viejo was not really addressed by the past administration, and the past administration was 6 administrations or 7 administrations that were before me. So these areas were really not addressed, and Benque is growing little by little, and they don't have nothing, or they are not having not even the heart to go and do something, even to put stones or get a pickup truck and put up stones and put it on the puddles right there. So what one of the challenges that I had at the beginning, or not one, maybe various, was that we, the administration, myself, the council, when we got in there, one of the challenges was that money was not there to begin with.
We've heard that repeated.
Money was not there. We got $6,000 in the bank to start with. 6,000.
Which is really nothing.
There's nothing. That 6,000 is just like a blink of an eye and it's gone.
Yeah.
To do all the works in town is something very hard to comply with. We had that $6,000 in the bank, a deficit of $18,000 when we received it on the first month. And then when we saw there's $36,000 more from Social Security. And then about 1 year and a half more on the time on the administration, they came and did an audit again on Social Security, and they found out they backtracked 6 years, and they found $18,000
dollars more
that were being owed from people that were not paid by the UDP administration. So it get to a total of 18, 36, 54, and then it was 72. But thanks to the Honorable Prime Minister, he waived us the interest of the next 18. So we were left with 54.
So what did you do, and what is the current financial standing of the council?
Right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
The current financial standing at the council right now is very bright. Is
it in the positive?
It's very
It's not
positive.
in the red.
No, it's very positive. We have cleared all the debts are cleared. There's no debts owed. It's zero debts. We have various machines right now that we bought, and we are working at the moment. Right now, because it's raining, we won't work today, but yesterday we were pushing very hard, and thanks to various companies that they see the kind of work and the way we are pushing, and they say, okay, if you're helping yourself,
We'll help you.
we will help you.
You know, I have to ask you, Mr. Rosales, because as incumbent mayor, you have been able to reverse some of the challenges that you walked in as elected mayor and saw, as you mentioned, there were some numbers in the red and you had to pay back. And also, you had to find new ways of developing finances for this municipality as mayor, which essentially should be operated as an independent organization. Of course, that does not go without saying that you can get support from the central government. But for your leadership as mayor, I want you to clarify ways that you would go about ensuring that your town, Benque Viejo town, has been able to develop finances to develop that town, essentially.
Well, I will go back again. When we received that, I don't see where the council cannot make money. Because there are property taxes that are being charged. Garbage collection was being implemented at some point in the UDP administration, but I think they just didn't want to work. The basic thing about administration and the council, the money is there because we saw it. We saw it in these 3 years. We saw it, that the money is there. People are paying, but something was happening
with the
in
money
between. So that's why works were not being carried out. So nothing changes from what the administration is carrying on, because the traffic department, the garbage collection, the property taxes collected, the selling of maybe the lots and the burying ground, and the axle fee that is coming in little by little, but that is what maintains the administration alive. So there's really not a change.
Yeah, there isn't a need for new streams of revenue because what is established is basically working and enough to sustain the council.
Yes, that's why I'm saying I don't know what was happening on the past administration, because the money that we kind of not changed nothing. We just, what we did is two of the councillors got to work together with me, and they said we will start sending receipts for the property taxes, because taxes were really they were really not working because they were not even trying to pick up the collection for garbage fee, even if it was $1. They were not trying to pick up the property taxes. And we went there and we saw that there was a lot of free giveaways, and they were paying like light bills, water bills for the people. I would say something, for you to earn something like that, you have to work for what you want. And if the administration is giving out money, where the administration will survive, because you're collecting and you're just giving out money left, right, and center. Where are the projects for the town to be done?
Since we're on finances, Mr. Rosales, we are speaking here about the funds that comes in to the council. However, there's also in each municipality an economic structure, or there's an economy, a local economy, including stores and different sorts of businesses. In Benque, the dynamics are a bit different than other parts of the country, perhaps with the exception of Corozal or Punta Gorda, and you'd see where I'm getting with this. It's a bordering town. How great of an issue is it to the local economy, the fact that you live along the Belize-Guatemala border, and perhaps many consumers travel across the border to purchase their items at a lower rate, at a discounted price, which then one would imagine affect local economy? And does it have that effect, and how great of a challenge is it? And then I don't know how much emphasis or investment you guys place on border security as well.
In regards to what you're saying, border economy, I see it this way. It goes back and forth because people from Melchor, the main coast or Guatemala, they come in. And Christmas time, you could see all these Guatemalan rich people that are coming to San Pedro, to Kikaker, to invest in Belize and have like maybe 5-6 days of vacation. I have seen it because when I was at Kichapel, I saw all those big yachts coming into Belize to Puerto Barrios or to the south. At the same time, it really doesn't affect us in Benque because when people come in, we get vendors, the taxis. There's two taxi associations that are working together with the people from a church that come in, and they serve as that's a way of life for Benque because they are picking up people that are coming in from Guatemala. So it's good because even the money changers are getting money.
So there's a balance in the trade you're saying?
It's very balanced because this has been since before I was born. So things are like really very friendly, and
that's on the economic side. There is, however, and we've reported on several occasions, a border security issue. Is there a sort of security partnership on a national level to ensure that residents of your town feel safe? For example, in the Arenal area, a lot of border jumping. We've heard reports of people coming over and holding families hostage. I imagine that has decreased significantly of recent. But border security
and as well as human trafficking.
And human trafficking, these are clearly concerns of the town. Now, I know it's not all placed on the shoulders of a town council, of a municipal body. Clearly a huge burden for one municipal body to bear. But where do you stand on this issue?
First of all, I will tell you about or answer you about the security, or the border security and things like that. When I came into the administration, before that, there was a lot of vehicle thefts and everything like that. So when I got into elected, I sent a letter to Compol, Chester Williams, and he replied it was like maybe 2-3 minutes. He said, anything that needs to be done in Benque, we will address it. So he said, let's put a meeting on together with the public. So I, myself, and the area rep took hands on, and we got together to work with the police and the BDF, just in aiding them with maybe water and putting them like a booth, like for having the soldiers and the police for checkpoints and things like that. When we did that, a lot of the problems that were being around with the cartels and what you're saying there went down. Up to now, things like that have really I would say disappeared. Recently, I heard about maybe 2, but they were not in Benque. It's like in Belopán and San Ignacio, but was not in Benque, because when we talked to the BDF said, we will help you too. And so they have 16 soldiers.
Currently?
Yes. They stay at the border where the immigration area is, and they stay by the Xunantunich area, because the Mayan site is maybe not even 2 blocks from the borderline.
Yes.
So the BDFs are stationed right there, and they walk up and down to the border and a little bit further to the Arenal. So that part right there is being taken care of, and things are really cool right there.
I can see that.
Mr. Rosales, I wish we had more time. I can tell that you are as detailed as possible in trying to share information with our viewers, with the residents of Benque Viejo that I know are tuning in at this time. We do have only a few minutes left, so I do want to give you this last opportunity to speak to the people of Benque Viejo and let them know why they should vote for you and your team come March 6th.
Can I say words in Spanish?
Go right ahead. That's your camera.
Okay. Pueblo de Benque Viejo del Carmen, aquí estamos en Belice, venimos abajo la lluvia, solo para dar este informe al pueblo, al país de Belice, debajo del Partido Unido del Pueblo. Quisiera pedirles el voto de confianza para seguir haciendo el trabajo que se necesita hacer en el pueblo. Como he dicho, bastante hemos hecho, pero no lo suficiente. El Benque Viejo necesita más trabajo, y solo con el apoyo de ustedes lo podemos hacer. Así que este 6 de marzo le pido al pueblo de Benque Viejo que nos ponga el voto de confianza para los 7 aspirantes al nuevo concilio 2024-2027. Y debajo del Partido Unido del Pueblo yo sé que lo haremos y seguimos trabajando para ustedes. Stay on track.
Wonderful.
All right.
I understood that last part.
I understood the last part too. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Rosales, for stopping by all the way from Benque Viejo. You took the drive to sit with us this morning, and we really appreciate it. I know that the people of Benque also appreciate you making that effort to share with them why you are still the right choice for them. So thank you.
Gracias.
All right, we are going to take another quick break, and when we come back, it's all about pattern making classes with Mikado. Stay with us.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Tech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
Everything is better electric. Be more efficient with electric vehicles and transforming your home with Energy Star electric appliances and power tools. This helps to create a greener and cleaner world for the next generation. Energize your world with BL.
Hi, my name is Lincoln Fowers and I work at UMall. 100% I will recommend Belize Bank mobile banking to everyone because it saves time, money and gas price because gas price is high right now. Belize Bank mobile banking just make life easier.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benque Viejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
Ray, what's wrong? It's him. He hit me again. Oh my gosh. This time it was worse. He slammed my face in the wall and threatened to kill me. If you or someone you know is experiencing family violence, call 0800-A-WAY-OUT. Or you can text or WhatsApp to 672-9628.
Do you have information about a crime or a fugitive in our community? You can submit a tip anonymously with your smartphone. Using this program in safeguarding our community also protects your identity, keeping you out of the court system, and could earn you a cash reward. Here is how it works. Download the free P3 Tips app from the Apple Store or Android Market. P3 is the provider of our secure anonymous tip collecting software. Open the app and create a PIN, but be sure to remember that number, then select your location. Next, select the type of crime. When submitting a tip, be as specific as possible. If you have a picture, video, or audio that will help officers, you can upload them from your phone. Information leading to an arrest can earn you a cash reward of up to $1,000. Once your tip is submitted, you'll be given a tip ID and password. Check back if your tip leads to an arrest. You'll be told how much you were rewarded and how to anonymously collect your cash.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. the daily obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The daily obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's daily obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
What does family mean to you? Form a strong bond with your family.
Hey sis, how is friends?
Always remember, they may not be in the same place.
Coffee and friends, huh?
Make the time you spend together fun and memorable. Ignore the petty differences. Love them while you still can. Life can be short.
Look, I did it.
You can be the glue that keeps them together.
You did a great job.
Family. Meaningful always.
Welcome back. We are having our second conversation for the morning, and this is quite an interesting one. This morning, Paul and I will be learning pattern making classes with Mikado, and we have a professional here with us. His name is Frank Lutterlow, and he is the president of Fashion Unlimited. This is a partnership with Mikado, as I understand, for many years. Frank has been coming to Belize and teaching these classes at Mikado for free. And this morning, we're going to give you an opportunity to know why he's been doing it and how you can get involved if you are interested. Frank, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for stopping by. This is your first time here with us at Open Your Eyes.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes.
Sabrina and Paul.
All right. Well, let's get started. Before we even get into some of the pattern making itself, I want a brief introduction of who you are, Frank. As I understand, you are from Germany, but Fashion Unlimited is a United States brand. Let's talk a bit about your background.
Well, it originates from Germany. My grandmother invented this unique pattern drafting system in 1935 in Germany, and I founded my company in 1998 in United States, in Florida, called Fashion Unlimited, and we are the distributors and in United States and Belize and the Caribbean for this pattern making system, and we teach the free classes all over the islands. We do it in America and also on the internet.
Before we even get into what your pattern making system involves, I want to ask, where'd your interest in Belize come from? Because as you mentioned, your focus is the Americas, as well as Belize and a bit of the Caribbean too. But let's talk specifically about Belize.
Well, Belize, first of all, it's a country where English is spoken, and I can teach this by myself, although I also speak some Spanish.
Yes.
But not as good as English. And we had a very good, and still have a very good business relationship with Mexico, where we have a distributor now in the second generation for over 50 years. And it's our product is very well recognized, and there's a big demand there. And also in Belize, I noticed there's a lot of sewing going on.
Yeah, it is.
And I met Mr. Umesh Mahatme, and he invited me to come to his stores, and it was very successful. So we have been doing this now for the third time, actually, myself personally.
I'm interested in understanding what pattern making is. I don't think I've ever picked up a needle, thread, cloth, or anything like that to even think up a creation or a design. So when we speak of pattern making, what are we speaking of?
That's a good question, Paul. Pattern making is something mainly for people who know how to sew.
Okay.
So you have to have some basic sewing knowledge, and this pattern making helps you a lot to get your clothes to fit. because there are certain patterns available for purchase in the stores which are commercial size patterns, but there are so many people who do not have a commercial size. So they won't bother starting to sew and buying fabric and cutting the fabric if it doesn't fit at the end. But this system, and like I said, my grandmother invented this almost 90 years ago. It works with measurements. You take 2 of your body measurements only, and then you have miniature pattern designs. And I can show you this if you like real quick, to enlarge them to your personal measurements. For instance, if somebody wants to make a vest coat, right, like here, and he has a pattern design for a front and a back part. So these are the designs we work off. And then you take your pattern design and you tape it with some Scotch tape on a sheet of paper. And like I said, you only need 2 body measurements. And if you, Sabrina, would be so kind to volunteer,
definitely.
I would be happy to make this for you. So I tape it on the sheet of paper right here.
Okay.
And if you lift your arms, please. I have a metric tape here. The system works in metric, but there's nothing to worry about. I know here in Belize you're used to the inches. Please take down your arms. And that is 110. It's only a number. Nothing you do have to calculate with. And the hip measurement, I also take that over the fullest parts. That's 112. So these are the 2 very important measurements, bust 110 and the hip measurement 112. There's not much of a difference for you, Sabrina, but sometimes there's a big difference. Could be the person who has the same bust measurement, but a hip measurement of 128, for instance. And then they can make their own custom fit patterns. The most important part and the most important tool actually that we need is the sizing scale. That is attached to an ordinary metric tape measure. And there are 2 sets of numbers on that scale. Right here on the left-hand side, we have black numbers from 0 to 8. These are just the centimeter units that are continued here in the yellow part, and they are right now not so important. The very important numbers is the other set of numbers on the right-hand side. There are numbers ranging from 50 in red up to the black 140. Red and black, always changing, red and black. These numbers represent the bust and the hip measurement. Your bust measurement can be red or black. Let's find yours. It's 110. It's a red number. Had I measured for your bust measurement 116, for instance, it would have been a black number. So the bust and the hip measurement can be both red or black. Now to that number 110, there's an arrow, a little red arrow, and right here on the line of that arrow you will find a perforated hole where this pushpin fits through perfectly.
There you go.
And now I have fixed your bust measurement in that sizing scale. Inside of the pattern design, each of our pattern designs have a cross. I put it right here in the center now of the cross. The pin with your bust measurement of 110, it goes directly in the center of the cross, and this allows me now to easily and freely rotate my measuring tape around the entire pattern design.
Oh, wow. So you get the exact measurement that you'd need if I was creating, if a seamstress was making a vest for me.
Correct, and there are other designs available. Not only this vest, you can make shorts, you can make blouses, you can make a wedding dress even. From the basing robe to the wedding dress, we have designs like that. The important part is that you always keep the bust measurement in the cross for everything above the waistline. And then later below the waistline, you use your hip measurement. But let's get started now with this dot that is located on the waistline. You see that dashed line is the waistline? I bring my scale to that line right here. I hold it right on that line. Make sure I pull my tape measure nice and straight. And the number on that line, 18, tells me now where to make a dot next to the tape measure, right here at the number 18. This is how this works.
Where do you see the 18?
It's on this, the number on that line.
There you see it.
And I go to the next line, I line it up, 18, and I make a dot at 18. So all you do is you read numbers and make dots. 15, always make the dot on the same side of the tape measure where the pin is and where the number is.
Is this meant to
19.
make the process so simple and simplify the process?
Oh, absolutely. 35. It doesn't get any easier than this.
I
36.
can tell.
And it's made to measure. That's the main part. 37.5. It's very accurate. It works with half metric units too. 37.5. 11 here we have the dot even inside for the dot for the dart, right? Just line up, make a dot. You see, you get it where it belongs for the dart later. Then 19.5 and 19. And now here's the very important part, what I said earlier. When you use a system on anything, make sure you make the dots that are located on the waistline, like this dot 18 I started with, and above with your bust measurement. Below the waistline, make sure you use your hip measurement. Now for you, it's not much of a difference. But like I said, there could be people with a lot of difference between bust and hips, and then they get their accurate fit. Now I switch from 110 to your hip measurement 112. You see it's right here, just a little bit above the 110. Insert the pin, return to the same center of the cross. And now the system works for your personal hip measurement, and I can make the remaining 3 dots below the waistline.
Now you're always going to dot at the numbers indicated here, but it's going to change based on how you put the pin.
Exactly.
Correct?
Exactly. Another person, much slimmer person, or a person with more measurement than Sabrina would use the exact same pattern template, but the pin would be in a different position, and that would give us a different pattern.
Right.
Wow.
Yes.
What I really appreciate about this, Frank, is the accuracy that it provides.
I
You know, there's a lot of times you go and you take your measurements, and maybe there is a portion that is correct, but the bus is just not fitting the way that it's supposed to.
Right.
I want to ask you, for yourself, and as you mentioned, this is something that came from your grandmother. How did you guys realize that there is a system that you can create to ensure accuracy every time?
Well, actually, she discovered that she had problems. She was a young lady, but she was a very full-figure person. She was a very tall person, and she came up with this idea to figure out how to calculate the cross and put it in the right spot into the pattern design so it works. And this has been kept a family secret ever since. Nobody knows how this works. This is kept in our family, and we provide our customers with these pattern designs. Every 3 months we have a new collection, spring, summer, fall, and winter, for children, for men, and nobody else knows how this does. There's no competition.
But you know how it is
Well,
worked.
yeah, kind of. My brother, actually, he's the one who does these patterns with his wife. Yeah.
So why are you deciding to share this secret now?
It's not shared. It's just we prepare everything. It's still the secret, but we prepare everything so the people can take advantage of it and use it, and to their success.
There's a method to creating the pattern and to creating this formula.
Right. Yes.
Right, and the formula is the secret. But I'm here looking at what you're doing, and I'm thinking, man, this is so easy. It's so simplified. I feel like I could do something.
I know. I feel like I could do it.
Without any sort of experience.
Yes, but you know how to sew. You have to know how to sew.
Okay, you have to know how to sew. And that's where the train would run off the tracks for me. But in terms of doing the measurements, I could see. Now tell us a bit about the classes that you host at Mikado.
Yeah, I'm doing these classes actually today, tomorrow, and on Saturday. We had classes yesterday. Very well attended because we had advertised on social media also, and there were many people that attended our classes, but there's still opportunity today at 10:30 a.m., at noon, or at 4 p.m. It's always the same class. You just have to come to one of these classes. Each class is around maybe 40 minutes to 45 minutes in length, and then on Saturday we only have 2 classes, at 10:30 and at noon.
And as you mentioned, this is free.
It's a free class, absolutely.
Know how to sew. This will be an excellent means of information
Definitely.
to use.
And everybody who comes to the class will receive that folder that has a vest pattern inside and a shorts and a shirt pattern. They can go home with this.
So they'll
get this for free, yes. And they have the sizing scale right here, so they can make that for themselves, or anybody in their families.
A tool like this, would you be able to provide something like this at a cost? Because
we
I would imagine
we offer a complete kit. I'll show you this now, but first I want to show you the best part about the system, and that is how these patterns fit. Look at this now. Put one finger right here, Sabrina. And lift your left arm a little bit.
Turn around.
You see that? And there's no adjustment necessary. Let's go a little bit to the right, so then can we go this way?
Look at that. You should actually make the next side and have her wear that for the rest of the day.
Well, thank you.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Absolutely, and everything else you can make now with this system. There's sometimes a length adjustment necessary. If 2 people have the same bust and hip measurement but not the same height, it can be done very easily. I explained it also in the class. But then once you understand the system, you can do anything with it. You got a kit here with a tape measure that has a scale attached to it, a pen, there are 2 pins in there, and Scotch tape, and then everything explained again step by step, what I just showed you here. We also have, of course, very good instructions on the internet on our webpage, how to take the bust and the hip measurement, where you put your pattern design, all these step-by-step instructions. Even some sewing hints are included in this kit. And then the main part, of course, are the designs and what you can make with this. And in this kit, we have a variety of 280 different fashions that all have the pre-calculated pattern designs on the back.
Wow.
From the bathing robe to the wedding dress, slacks, skirts, dresses, casual wear, sportswear, traditional clothes, elegant styles. And if you find something that you want to make, you simply open it, take out that page. On the back side, there's your pattern design. You can put it on your paper. You can even copy that first, so this always stays nice. And when you're through, you put it back and keep it next to your sewing machine.
I just admire how well you know all this.
Yes, this is like, I mean,
that's what I've been doing my lifetime.
Yeah, it comes so quickly and naturally from you. I can tell that this has been your life's passion.
Absolutely.
For me, what's so interesting is that it's generational almost.
Yes.
It's fair to say.
It's the third generation now, and our children, we are 4 siblings. We are all involved in this company, my sister and my 2 brothers. And then we also have children, and also we can see an interest there. So we hope we can give this on to the next generation.
For us non-sewers or seamstress, what is, or let's say, let me not put it like that, how greater of a challenge is the alternative way of doing this, or of creating patterns?
The alternative way is you go and you learn this from scratch, and you work with 23 measurements. You have to spend a lot of money, a lot of time, and you have to keep that going because you have to work with formulas to create a pattern from scratch. That's the alternative way, and if you don't do this continuously, you lose the knowledge. This is something you can pick up after years. You can put it on the shelf and say, all right, my kids are big now, they're grown up, and now I have time for myself, I want to do this again.
Yeah.
And you pull it out, you read a quick instruction again, or watch a short video, and you know again how it works. You can do it again.
But I think what's also important to mention here is not only the efficiency of it, the accuracy that comes with it, but I believe it offers seamstresses a bit of a shortness on time when it comes to creating
their... And many professionals, they recognize this. I have many professionals, they come to my class, they read the advertising, learn pattern making in minutes. They come with a smile, they think it's impossible. What is he telling us? It's not possible. I studied for this for years, and then after this class, I agree. It's unbelievable. It's true.
And as you mentioned,
it saves you a lot of time.
As you mentioned in your introduction, Belize is known to have a lot of persons that sew their clothing, especially for schools. That is what I call the high season for seamstresses, where you'd see a lot of them taking orders from families and students who need to get their uniforms for school ready.
Absolutely.
So this is something I imagine that they could implement and really get out their orders much quicker.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, because last year I was in Trinidad and I did this for 3 days only. We had 600 people in 3 days. We had to add additional classes in between the ones that were scheduled. And on the last day, the Prime Minister joined that class because they saw the huge interest.
Interesting.
And we had International Women's Day. There were 50 people in this class. And she donated from the government to each of the participants one of our pattern making systems for free.
Oh, wow.
So
and it went through the news, and it's you can still see that on YouTube. It was very successful.
One of the things about fashion is it's seasonal, and it changes over time.
Yeah.
How do you accommodate that?
Like I said, every 3 months we come up with new collections.
Yes.
This is, for instance, a supplement with 40 styles. You can later see that on the internet. If you like something, you can order it. You can subscribe to those, so you get them shipped to your home as soon as they are published. And then we also have additional children's and men's collections available if you are interested in those.
Yes,
like
that's
if you
what I
want
was going to
start
ask
sewing, there's your men's collection. And then we have one for children as well.
Because the things that you were showing, the models, they're primarily women. So I needed to ask if there's something for the men as well.
Yes, correct. This is the men's supplement. We have another one also available, and also in the kit there are a few for men and children, maybe 5 or 6, not more. But then we have these special editions in addition.
Well, Frank, thank you so much. This is a lot of really helpful information. I want to remind our viewers, especially the ones who understand the sewing machine, when and where that class will be taking place today.
Okay, can I give a quick hint to the ladies who already work with other patterns? For instance, how to transfer a dart, because it's a very easy technique. Let's say you want a vest pattern with a side dart. You pick out any spot of your pattern that you like to have the dart coming from, let's say right here, and then you draw a line from that dart to the bust point, so this should be the new dart. You cut that line with your scissors, and you can do this on any other pattern too. It doesn't have to be a pattern from our system.
What do you call it, a dart?
To transfer the dart, like from the shoulder dart goes now to the side. Once you close this now, it opens automatically up to the side, and you get the side dart that you like. You see, now you have the pattern with the side dart, and the ladies who know to work with patterns, they understand this.
Okay.
The side dart. But the important part is when you do this, make sure you do it in the paper and not in the fabric.
Because you could, the fabric will be more expensive. Right. And Sabrina, I could see this 100% working for entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs that are up and coming in the fashion world and really trying to make a name for themselves or even just to make an extra buck. So we thank you so much.
My
for
pleasure,
being
Paul
on
and
the show
Sabrina.
with
It was
us.
really nice to be on your program.
Yes, thank you so much for stopping by, and please return again. We'd love to hear further developments with your company. Obviously, a huge congratulations. This is a generational wealth that you are representing here, and I know that a lot of people here in Belize will really benefit from the information that you have just provided.
I think so too. Thank you, Sabrina.
Yes, all right. Well, we got to take another quick break, and when we come back, it's from Sewing with Patterns to the Defenders versus the Dangriga Ballers. We'll have the Defenders here on set after the break, so stay with us. We will be right back.
Welcome to Holland. Welcome to the country of the world's most famous farmers. This is where your Dutch lady milk comes from. Taste our nature at its best. Dutch Lady. Discover the goodness of milk from Holland.
Distributed exclusively by Santiago Castillo Limited.
After a rough week of school, Jake and his friends decide to treat themselves to frozen coffee. And since they don't have cash on them, they decide to use eCash. With eCash's geolocation feature, Jake can easily find the nearest coffee spot. With eCash's built-in option to split bills, Jake can pay the bill and his friends can reimburse their portion of the bill. Jake scans the merchant's code and confirms payment. Jake then views his transaction history and taps on the transaction recently made, then taps the Split the Bill button where he selects the Evenly option to evenly split the bill. The application splits the bill automatically. His friends receive and accept the request. Geolocation and splitting the bill via eCash makes Jake enjoy his digital lifestyle.
Get ready for fantastic discounts. From now through to September 30th, Venice is having store-wide discounts on tools, paints, appliances, plumbing and electrical products, lights and fans, household items, and much, much more. Visit a Venice store near you to enjoy fantastic discounts from now through to September 30th. Only at Venice. Quality and savings.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, pay $28.13 more and get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
I was 17 and in love, and I thought he loved me too. But now I know that a loving partner should not take away your choice of clothes you wear or the music you listen to. He should not take away your purse, car keys, or your phone so that when your family calls, you cannot answer. If your partner is controlling you, it is domestic violence. Call 0800 A Way Out or our cell phone number 672-9628.
Welcome back. This is our third segment, third conversation for this morning. And we have the Belize City Defenders in studio with us. Undefeated at this point in the 2024 season. That's a huge accomplishment to give praise to. And we have none other than Mr. John Marsden himself, the marketing director of the Belize City Defenders. To his side, we have Devin Daly, who's the Defenders captain. To my right, we have Mr. Richard Smith III. He's an American pro player, as well as Mr. Lorenzo Dillard, who's a Belizean pro player as well. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
To all of you.
Morning.
How we doing? Let's get a temperature check.
Yes, vibe check.
Let's get a vibe check. How we feeling?
Feeling pretty good.
Yeah? You?
I'm all right.
Dev, how you doing?
Focused.
Focused.
Yeah.
And John?
I'm up.
You're up. I feel like this is an hour really
that
a morning
temperature be cool, John.
I feel like workout usually start around 10 or maybe in the evening.
Yeah,
Get these guys out of bed probably kind of hard.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we are on a morning show, so we do want some energy. We have to feel that energy because you guys have a big game tomorrow, yeah?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so John, let's get into it. You've played 2 games so far, won both games. San Pedro against the San Pedro Tiger Shark in your season opener. That was a nail biter, but you guys overcame on that one, and then you played against Pomopan Trojans last weekend, and that some people would say was kind of a blowout and was expected. Tell us, tomorrow night you go up against the Dangriga Dream Ballers right there in the Belize City Civic Center.
Yeah, so to backtrack.
Yeah, let's backtrack then.
First of all, right now the Defenders is a team that's building, and just some stats here. Right now, the Defenders as a team is shooting 40% from behind the three-point arc.
Wow.
In basketball, that's extremely well.
Who's contributing the most to that?
It's a complete team effort. I mean, Zoe, Debo, Campbell, Nigel, Rich, everybody likes to shoot the three on the team. and you leave us open, we're going to make it. Free throws, we're at a 71% free throw.
All right.
So again, that's a big mark for a team, a complete team. Field goal percentage, we're at 56%. Very, very good as a team.
That's
meaning
efficient.
Out of every 2 shots, we make 1. So you have to really try to play defense on these guys.
Yeah.
We average 8 blocks a game. This guy that was swatter. This man, no, you can't bring nothing wrong here if you know the walk for your ball. Steals, again, we average 6.5 steals per game. As a team, which is completely, we're basically transforming more. That's a great start, right? And we feel like the first game was not the best game we had. We had a nail biter, we overcome it. The second game we got a bit better chemistry going. We blow the guys. Kudos to the Benque Trojans, they're a young team, very good team. Looking forward to seeing them more in the future. But now we focus on Dangriga. So Dangriga had their 1 game played so far. They lost it, but they did a complete roster change. I mean, everybody always roster change against defenders. I don't know why. But they brought in
You just give the stats, my brother.
Well,
why?
I guess I could say that, but they brought in 3 new players to the team. So we can't take any team lightly. They're not completely where they're at yet. We don't know how they look yet. So it's like it's similar to San Pedro game. We have to make adjustments on the fly. But again, these guys are focused, like what Devin said. They're focused and they put in their work every day, and they go to the gym, get up shots, and they get that cohesive chemistry together. Once that chemistry got together, man, I don't know who could beat this team.
During practice, which one of those stats are you guys looking to improve? I know the game has changed in such a way where 3-pointers have become such a critical part of the game. Do you have the guys spending a lot of time at the 3-point line during practice trying to get those percentages up?
This team's so talented scoring wise. They each have their own desire. I mean, you asked Devin his preference. I'm pretty sure he has a 3-pointers. You asked Zoe his preference. I'm pretty sure he has he want to take you off the dribble to the rim. You asked Rich his preference. I'm pretty sure he want to dunk from man head. You know, so everybody have their preference. So our focus in our practice is not necessarily offense. In our head, defense bring offense. So we need to become more defensive minded. We need to find a defensive identity. That way we know where we play. We know we don't run our gun team. We know we don't transition team. We know what most of our we want to be one team where play defense. We want to lock down defenders, because while we are scoring a lot, we are giving up points as well. So we need to focus on that.
I want to get Devin in the conversation, because this is a critical point for you, Dev. Last season, you had to make an unexpected sit out because of an injury. Talk to us about what that recovery has been like, and if you believe that you are performing back at the level that you were known to.
I definitely am not where I used to be, but I love the challenge. You know, it's a journey for me. I'm happy that I have a lot of guys around me who remind me of some of the things I used to do, and you know, I support that. You know, it's not necessarily about me. You know, there's a whole team. I'm happy that defenders, during the time when I'm gone down, John, all the different owners, the sponsors, you know, they always hit my line and visit me, you know, because I wasn't able to move. But it's just the next man up, you know, and my job is support that how I can. You know.
What I can say though is that I recognize that you have a sense of resilience, that you are not backing down, you are not allowing your incident that took place last season to keep you out or off the court. You seem very courageous enough to push yourself even further to get back on and play at the level that you were known to. Is that fair to say?
For sure. I mean, it's a part of my life, you know, part of my identity. If you think about Devin Daly or think about Bao, so I can't give that up. You know, so it kind of like helped me feel like I'm me again, just being around. I don't have to necessarily make every practice. I don't have to score the most. I don't even have to start. I'm not even a starter, but that's fine, you know, because as long as we get that win, I'm good.
Now, Mr. Richard, you are returning to the Defenders. If you could briefly give a synopsis of last season's experience for you as a player, having to, well, basically not making it as far as you would have expected, and the entire team, I'm sure there was some disappointment there. How do you get over that as an athlete and come into this new season with a fresh mind?
Last season was definitely tough. We had a lot of young guys, so the responsibilities was a lot more. I think coming here with the defenders, we're a lot more older, a lot more guys with experience. Me and Devin won together the Belgian Pioneer 2017.
Yeah.
So a little bit more experience, a great coaching staff as well. So just moving forward, just kind of putting one foot in front of the other, just taking on the challenge each and every day.
Yeah. And Mr. Deliard, you're no stranger to the BEBL. Whenever you get on the court, your name comes with a buzz. Tell us a bit about your expectation for this season. Over the last 2 games, have you been able to gauge the chemistry within your team and some improvements that needs to be made?
Well, some improvements that do need to be made is turning over the ball, I would say, taking care of the ball most of the time. And honestly, me not being a newcomer to the league, you know, just trying to really fit in, just getting comfortable, getting in my own zone a little bit, starting to get there. After last year, the first experience, coming back this year, it gave me a little more ground to operate. So I just feel as far as what we need to really focus on is just ourselves. That's the biggest thing. We can only beat ourselves. Like Rich said, we got a great coaching staff, and I feel like, you know, this year the only way we could lose is if we do it to ourselves, honestly.
Yeah. And for you, John, just getting back to you, one of the things I admire about the Defenders organization is the fan base and the growing fan base. I feel like without the Defenders in the league, there would be a void that wouldn't be able to be filled by any other team anywhere else. And so kudos to you and the team after an upsetting season last year to come back, return with so much vigor and passion.
Yeah, I mean, last year totally, it was a struggle for us. We, as a management, we allowed certain things to get the better of us, which totally handicap us. We
took your focus off the game, right?
We kind of did our players wrong because we transcended what was happening with us onto them, and that totally was not a good look for the team. So this year, we kind of sat and said, you know what? This year we have to be focused. We have to remain focused no matter what happened. We have to remain focused. Nothing will happen in our management is to be transcended onto the players.
Yeah.
Right. So we did a lot of research over the weekend, over the summer, sorry, and we came back with ideas. I mean, this totally like switching rules, but coming to like just a venue for us. We don't want to make it just a basketball game.
It's
we
an
want
experience.
it to be an experience, an event, especially for kids. We advocate for kids because we need to give the kids something to look forward to. I mean, we go to primary schools. I don't even go to the high schools because high school kids don't already kind of make up their mind what they want to try to achieve in a life. But we want the younger kids where not have the full idea of what I want to do yet, but something where will spark their interest, and we hope that when we go to taking these guys, it spark their interest for like basketball.
Yeah.
Right? We visit the primary schools, and it's always fun, man, watching the kids just react to these guys just doing minor little things, the shooting, the dunking, and they just explode with excitement while we're there.
And you see the kids on the sidelines during these games, and a lot of times they're even more excited than the adults.
Exactly. I mean, it's great to see the kids coming out because they are so filled with excitement. I mean, you watch them on the side, you listen to them, they scream. I have videos where people send me we went to Belize Elementary last time, and I could tell Belize Elementary represented for us. I could watch the stand like I feel like I still at Belize Elementary because they all came out with their parents, and that's what we want. We want parents to have things to do with their kids.
Yeah.
So for this game, we like, you know what, we need to encourage more kids to come out. So the first 100 kids that come out to the game, we're going to have Chester the Cheetah, our new official defender
what
mascot.
You call that?
Chester the Cheetah.
The cheetah. Oh,
yes.
like a cheetah, like not a
cheetah.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Let's try clear up.
Yeah,
kids.
so Chester's gonna be out there in his defender's jersey.
Yeah.
He's gonna be giving out chips to the kids, entertaining the kids pre-game. I mean, we're asking the kids and their parents to come out pre-game. The gates open at 7:30 p.m.
Yeah.
The tip-off is actually 9 because of the league schedule. We have other games happening, so we go at 9. But we are come out soon. Bring your kids. We have entertainment for the kids.
You guys also have a theme song too, right?
So we
let's talk about that. Yeah.
So we kind of made a little
jingle
for our game tonight. And Huey contacted us. He was like, "Yo, let's make a song for the defenders."
No, I can't left this team.
wait, is this something that we haven't heard as yet? We've heard it?
Nobody actually has heard
it yet.
Where you get your insight?
I can't tell you my sources.
Are you at Daily?
So I want to know, can we, because I was told that we have the song, can we share it?
Yes, man, we could preview it. I mean, it's only a snippet of the song. The song is actually fire.
Well,
that song crazy, man.
I won't even give you time to change your mind. We want to have our viewers
We're gonna
hear
show
just a snippet
we're gonna hear it
of what that song is.
All right, let's hear
this team, they can't be this team defenders. This team, tell them we run the league, yeah. This team, they can't be this team. This team, tell them we run the league, yeah. Who could be defenders? We defend the city any day. Tell them so we beat any contenders. We mash up all of BEBL. This team, they can't be this team defenders. This team, tell them we run the league, yeah. This team, they can't be this team. This team, tell them we run the league, yeah.
Well, I don't know about you, but I believe so too, that they can't beat this team.
Okay, we see where your like loyalty lies.
I've always said where the Daily goes, I go.
That's a great song.
Yes.
And definitely a catchy one, and I could see and hear fans singing that song word for word.
It's catchy.
I mean, it's very catchy, and that's only a snippet of the song. The entirety of the song it has all the players' name in it. So he really made like when I heard the song, I got goosebumps. I was like, yo, this song is a hit.
Yeah.
So for tomorrow, for the halftime show, we actually have Huey performing that song along with all his hits. I mean, Huey is one of the most popular Punta artists out right now. Very energetic young man. He resonates with the defenders brand, so we had to call him up and all, yo, we needed to perform. So he's going to be performing for halftime along with the 1, 2, 3 oil halftime challenge. I mean, that's an opportunity for someone to take home $3,000 in their pocket.
Yeah.
You know?
So let me just throw one more question to the guys. I want to ask what it means for you all to be a part of an organization with such a structure, in terms of the fact that it pushes you to be or become more than just an athlete. Somebody with skills on the court. You could shoot three, you could do a layup, you could dunk on somebody's head, but also there's a community aspect that requires of you to
give back.
To not only give back, but to maintain a certain image out there, because you're an influencer per se. What does that mean for you all when you think about being a part of the Defenders organization? I'll take a thought from each one of you.
It's an honor. You know, my family came from Belize, so me growing up in Chicago, just being around how family is and how Belizeans, you know, grow up. I learned to play basketball on a crate in my backyard. Like, I didn't learn how to go to no camp, be with nobody training me to play basketball. I actually learned from myself, just because my family, we was coming up on Howard Street. If you know Howard Street and you from Belize, you know a lot about the jungle in Chicago. So I honestly take from this being like, I don't take it for granted at all. It could really get taken away from you at any certain moment. For example, you know, Devin Daly, you know, he's a big face in Belize. The man came back faster than I would, honestly, you know. But that's just the love of the game that he has. And it's a prime example of this game or this sport, whatever you do in life, period, it could be taken away from you. Tomorrow's never promised.
Yeah.
So I know being down here, being an influential type of individual to the youth, you got to hold yourself up to the utmost, highest regards in the community. And it's really an honor. It's really an honor.
Yeah, to piggyback on what Zoe said, it's definitely an honor. I definitely don't take it for granted. Since the moment I stepped foot in this country, it's always been love. It's always fun. I'm just happy to be a part. Everybody need to make sure that they hold themselves accountable, and hopefully make a long run this season.
Yeah.
I think about January to June, all the players across the league, they're of utmost importance to any owner, you know. But for me, a different outlook on it, because the defenders show me it's my third team playing, and they show me that you are somebody to them outside of January to June, you know. And for me, that, you know, you to tell me you care about me, not just as a basketball player.
Right.
So for me, I think my loyalty, you know, like Nembalin really sure, like, yo, like, you don't want to we. And I feel like that pushed me for, you know, want to do whatever it is for assist them while helping myself and my teammates, you know, win our championship, you know.
Yeah.
It's, you know, so yeah.
A great way to conclude this segment. John, I'm going to give you an opportunity to thank any persons that you need to thank, and just give the final information to our viewers.
Yeah, well, of course, we have to big up our sponsors first and foremost. Everybody that helps with the defenders, I mean, Moyo Uno, Channel 5, Love FM, it's a lot of people to put out. I mean, if I mistake right now, my head kind of ramble. But everybody, every sponsor, we thank you. I mean, the Honorable Anthony Mala, 123 OLD on Leslie, Night and Day Studios, Premier Charters, Mars Rental, Full Memory Photography. I mean, everybody will help somehow with the Defenders organization. Like Devin said, we don't think of us as a team, we think of us as a family. All the guys in the know. Then like I tell anybody, once you're here under Defenders, you're my responsibility, you're Jacob's responsibility, you're Malik's responsibilities. So we try to give them not just one owner to player kind of treatment. We, you know, my brother, we joke wrong. I mean, me and this Bally, I joke wrong all day. Me and Dev will talk, me and Zoe talk, good, you know, Nigella, like my Lee brother. And also everybody, we try to operate like a family. Make we hit up some of the key things to remember, because I ramble on forever if you left me. We are planning to put up a jumbo screen in the Civic. I mean, last week we did the long panel. LED panel. Yeah. It never gave us the effect where we wanted people to give. So now we're introducing this big screen that we're gonna have playback in the Civic.
Where are you gonna put that?
So you gotta come out to see. I mean, it's something that we only see it in the
I've been
TV
waiting
screens.
for something like that. I was hoping this season would have been that.
So that's a part of what Defenders try to do. Like you said, if Defenders leave a void or happen, not for knock me one chest, but we try to keep the standards. We push other teams to a standard. I mean, if you be mediocre, you will be left behind. So we want our standard to be elevated in abilities. We want people to come out and feel, I pay my $10 to come see something worth my while. My kids love this. I love this. I come back next week. That's what we want for Belize. We want Belize to continue enjoying this and supporting it, because we need the support from everybody. We also ask the supporters to purchase the jerseys, purchase t-shirts. We have t-shirts on sale for $25, kids $20, above 2XL I think is $30. We have the replica jerseys. You could get Devin jersey, you could get Rich jersey, you could get Zode's jersey. For $75, it's the same jersey that they use. It's just a replica to it. Big up to Dolphin Productions for giving us awesome wear. I mean, everybody got Dolphin Productions gear on. We also, tickets go on sale Friday. We couldn't get in the Civic today, so we're going tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. until game pretty much finishes, or basically we stop selling tickets in midpoint of the fourth quarter. Ask people to come out soon because we actually have a introduction. I should have sent the introduction so you guys can see what it's like. I mean, it's actually something that's, again, like something, you know, see typically that Belize, we want the screen to react with the music, with the commentator to know that this is something, what experience we're giving to Belize. We're trying to let Belize know we're not just playing basketball, we're giving an event, an experience. We actually ask people, we got our website, all our sponsors are on the website, all our schedule is on the website, our player profiles are on the website. You can go and see each one of the players' stats. It's www.BelizeCityDefenders.com. You can go on that and you see everything Defenders related on it. Again, tomorrow we have major giveaways. We know Valentine's just was yesterday. We're giving away hotel resort stays, not stay, not one stay, stays.
So you never do nothing this week for your partner.
Yeah, you could win something tomorrow night and use it Saturday.
Quick
nice.
Right? Big up to Mayoral for that. Mayoral is our corporate sponsor, our sponsor. So they're giving us resort stays, and this is going to happen throughout the season. We're not going to give one trip, one hotel. We're giving multiple hotels. You go on the Moyo Uno site, you can see all the hotels that Moyo Uno boasts and take care of, and we're giving away stays to those hotels. Right? Again, the meet and greet tonight. We're not doing a meet and greet tonight because Old River had something planned already. Big up to Old River. I mean, Old River is another sponsor, sponsoring the guys' food every day. But they have something planned tonight. So tomorrow we're doing a pre-game. The players won't be there, but they're pre-game. You could go and win a ticket, you could have a drink.
At the same Old River?
At the same Old River. Okay. We just try to do that every week with our team to let the people meet them, know why we like these set of guys. These guys' personality they're all their own personality in their own self. But they all complement each other. Again, I think that's about it.
Finally, just to wrap it up, ticket prices.
So ticket prices, kids under 12 is $5. General admission is $10. VIP seating, which is from row 2 to 4, that is $25. And then courtside, you get right around the end, that is $40.
Yeah.
Again, tickets go on sale tomorrow. We'll be at the Civic from 11 a.m. up until tickets sold out or everything. So get your tickets soon. I mean, you can't understand why we call ourselves high octane, high flying, sharp shooting. I mean, the guys are working their tails off to become perfect. I mean, the coaching is pushing them. Sometimes I have to remind the coaches they don't want to be overbearing.
Right.
But the coaches say that's the only way we're going to get to perfection and what we want to be. I mean, all my guys, I'm proud of all of them. They had to put in the work. I mean, like everybody said, nobody expect him to come back so soon and write this one off.
Back.
And people say, why are we going to Dev? I know why I'm going to Dev.
Yeah.
I know why we trust him. I know why I trust Zoo. I know why we gone for Rich. You know, Rich was not a part of Defenders. It was with the Kayo Western Ballers. We saw something in him. We said, we need to grab this guy. Devon Campbell was with the Dangriga Dream Ballers. So he's playing his old team tomorrow.
Nice.
That's gonna be good for him.
That's a rivalry there.
He's gonna love that. I mean, that was funny when he left his team. He was like, "Bro, you see what they're saying about me?" He was like, "Don't worry about that."
Well,
but he has something to prove to them.
Thank you so much for coming on this morning. Thank you all for being with us this morning. Remember to go to the game tomorrow night, and Chester the Cheetah will make his debut. We have to question that first part of that name and Chester the Cheetah. Anyways.
And also hear that theme song that will be displayed tomorrow on the halftime show. I'm certainly looking forward to that game
Yeah.
tomorrow, Paul. But we got to take our final break, and when we come back, we wrap things up. Stay with us.
Any contenders, we mash up all of BEBL. This team, they can't be this team fenders. This team, tell them we run the league, yeah. This team, they can't be this team. This team, tell them we run the league. Tell who could be defenders. We defend the city any day. Tell them so we beat any contenders. We mash up all of BEBL. This team, they can't be this team defenders. This team, tell them we run the league. This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize.
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced full high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't let this plan. I can't let this plan.
Ono remember that a hurricane may hit Belize City full on and may cause serious damage over the country? You know why you barely remember? Cause this government no play. We get the people together and all of we work. Get everything back to normal, quick, fast and hurry. Look pan we now, with the track. Look pan the States Bridge. Look pan the Coastal Highway. Look pan the Crooked Tree Road. Look pan San Esteban Road the pave. That after UDP promised that for 13 years. Look pan the south they go on large with solar power. Communities pan the move. That would have never happened under the UDP. No make no ghost fool you. The UDP had the money for oil and Petrocaribe and with the borrow and beg. And in 3 years, this PUP done the more than UDP doing in 13 years. That the facts. In March, send Dede Bale back the foreign. Stay on track with the PUP.
The Social Security Board, in collaboration with the Labor Department, takes this opportunity to remind insured persons of the requirements for compensation when on sick leave. Any employee who has worked with an employer for at least 2 months is entitled to 16 working days of sick leave with full pay every year. This is how it works. Upon approval of a sickness or injury benefit claim by SSD, 80% of the employee's weekly insurable earnings is paid as a Social Security benefit, and the difference in the employee's salary is paid by the employer. This is to ensure that the employee does not suffer any loss of wages when ill. After 16 days, compensation for sick leave is paid as a Social Security benefit only. Some conditions apply. This message is brought to you by the Social Security Board and the Labor Department. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
Welcome back, and thanks for sticking with us. It is Friday, Junior Paul, and we had 3 great conversations. I want to say again, thank you to all of our guests who stopped by this morning, but also a very special thank you to you, our viewers, for sticking with us. It is February the 15th. We're halfway there, Paul.
Halfway there.
Halfway there, and it flew by pretty quickly.
Actually, more than halfway, because February is
ends
a short
on
month.
the 29th, yes.
And it's a leap year this year, so
yeah.
We're above halfway there.
We are. And for anyone that's celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you would like to give a birthday shout out, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oie@channel5belize.com. You can also catch us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ, as well as Instagram at OYE Belize. Thanks so much for joining us, and please do us a favor and join us again for Fun Friday as you open your eyes
and start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your hearts open.
Have a wonderful Thursday.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank.